I don't think anybody's here yet, anyway.
Well, T and Christy were asking about the live stream.
All right. Well, they didn't comment, so they're not here.
Is it live?
Yeah.
Oh.
See how it says end stream there?
Yeah.
So.
T and hello, Malik. Sorry, we're a little bit late.
Could you move your phone? Like you prop it up on things, it's gonna get knocked over.
Hello, Kerbo Customs. Hello, Chelsea. Oh, stupid dog.
It's fine. Just leave her alone. What are we even talking about?
Hello,
today?
Chloe. Shadows of Self.
Oh.
By Brandon Sanderson. You can tell that you're so excited.
Well, I forgot that we had a live stream today, to be honest with you, and I was working on stuff until like 2 minutes ago, maybe, and then I had to do all of this. So, I mean, it's just one of those things, you know, you get caught off guard, you forgot that you got to do something, and then you're doing a bunch of other work. I've been working all day.
Malik says, I love your videos. Thank you. This is going to be spoiler talk for Shadows of Self if you have not read it. Just warning. It's the second book or fifth book in a series.
I don't know.
Technically. So before we get started, what did you guys rate this book? I want to know for those of you that read it. I think Christy read it, but she's not on. She said, I forgot to until 15 minutes ago. T said that. 3 out of 5. Chelsea rated it a 5. It seems like, Chelsea, like you really like this second Mistborn series. I want to say I rated it probably a 3.5 out of 5. If I reflect back on the first one, I think I gave it a 4.
No, I don't think so. I gave it a 3. You gave it a 3 as well.
Wow. I would say this one... Hello, Christy.
That's what I was checking just now. That's what I was looking at. Because I was like, I liked it more than the other one. So I don't want to give it the same rating. Because I did think it was better. But I feel like if it wasn't for the first one, this one wouldn't be as good. Because like the first one did all the heavy lifting of like introducing us to those characters, right? Which is what the first book's supposed to do. But I definitely feel like the first book was light on... like just the awe of the world, right? And that was always the biggest thing that I liked about Mistborn is just that it was just like so epic, yeah. And then this one was much more. The first one didn't have like a real threat. It was like a cop show. It was like a season of a police show, you know? Like that's what it was. So it was like good. It was like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It was like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, you know? It's a good show, but I wouldn't say like it's like epic or anything. I'm going to give it like, I haven't fully decided yet, but I would say between a 3.5.
I would say between a 3.5 and a 4.
Yeah.
I really liked certain elements of this book. Like I feel like Wayne is a way more in-depth character in this, and he's just freaking hilarious.
Wayne
is the best character.
Right? He talks about his donut at some point, and that was hilarious. Who remembers that part where he's talking about his donut?
I don't remember
this. His donut was not doing very well.
I don't remember this at all. I guess I did the wrong book. I'm sorry, dude. I can't wait for that series to... Are you on... No, is he a patron?
I don't think so.
No, okay. I was going to say, on the Discord, I have...
the list?
It pinned, like, the book club list. We got to do that. I got to figure out a way to get that on the channel.
Well, I mean, like you could do the community thing and just occasionally post something on there.
I think I'm gonna have to start doing that. T says I can't wait for that series to be over. As much as I liked the first 3 books, I'm so not into these ones.
Come on.
Can I say your name? I just called you Malik.
Malakanam and Nam.
Six Sacred Swords is October 13th. Yes. And
yeah,
then,
baby.
Hold on, I gotta look up the dates now.
11?
So October 13th is Six Sacred Swords, and then October 27th is the 3rd book in this series, Bands of Mourning. Christy says, I love Wayne. Dude, me too. He's awesome.
Yeah.
So going into this one of the things, and I kind of discussed this with you, that really just got me is, like, I want to know how What's-Her-Face was able to take on allomantic powers. Because in the first series, it was a big thing, like a huge thing, and a big tell as to find out if someone was a Kandra or not, was the fact that they can't use allomantic powers. And I don't know if it's that she created a spike in which she could do that, or if it's because that spike that they found in her was a metal that no one knew about, and that's why she could use them. Because remember, she was killing people and essentially taking their powers by using hemalurgy. So is it just the mixture of the two? Maybe, like, because she used hemalurgy with that specific metal, she's able to use it. I just don't understand that. And that's, like, one of the things that I feel like he didn't really touch upon that kept popping up in my head. And I was like, but how? Like, and it drove me nuts. And you always say that, like, stupid things drive me nuts.
Well, you always, like, dwell upon or fixate upon, like, a thing that doesn't really matter for the story. You can argue that every part of the story matters. I'm sure somebody's about to comment that. But my point is that, like, it doesn't really affect it. And I feel like, if anything, it'll be answered in the next book. And that's where they're trying to give us some sort of mystery. Like, you always think, like, oh man, what color pants were they wearing? And I'm like, why does that matter? That shouldn't matter. Yeah, but I want to know all the details about what they're wearing.
Like, I feel like in, like, any book, like, if you mention something, there's a reason you're mentioning it. Because in books, like good books, you don't mention something unless it means something.
I understand
so,
that.
Like,
but it does mean something. But, like, there was no part in the story where they, like, it needs to make sense to explain it. You can't just have a person just.
But they even talk about that at one point, and I'm just like, but explain.
They do. They talk about it, but literally, God doesn't know what the metal is.
But, like,
so who do you want to explain it to us?
But even, like, explain that, like, they don't know. They just kind of say that she's using these powers and don't even make a big deal out of it. And I'm like, but it's a big deal. And they don't even acknowledge that it's a big deal.
It's not a big deal. If you have the metal in you, then you can use, like, they can't use what's it called, but that's just because they can't be born with it. And they're not born, right? But I'm assuming that anybody that has a spike that has the hemalurgic whatever done to it, then they would be able to use powers or have powers.
Maybe. I think it's that new spike, and we'll find out in the next book, because it's now this mystery possibly related to a new god. Oh yeah, they mentioned that new god Trell. Right, Trell, that's a new god they have never heard of. Yes, they mentioned that very, very quickly.
Briefly.
Yeah, and I didn't even remember that, to be honest. Chelsea says it's supposed to be a mystery. Branderson, you used our word, likes to hold back bits and give away information little by little. I understand that, but I think the thing, like I said before, that's bothering me about it is, like, tell us that it's a mystery.
Because it is a mystery. Everyone knows. Like, you're the only one that doesn't understand that. We all, why do they have to hold your hand through everything and explain it? Like, tell us that it's a mystery. I don't want to just, like, think that it's a mystery. I want you to say,
no, maybe not a mystery.
Hey,
but,
guys, like, just so you know, this is a mystery.
Acknowledge that it's a big deal, because it is a big deal. And, like, that's what bothers me.
It is a big deal. They said that God doesn't know. What's his face? What's the Kandra? I forgot his name.
Milan?
No, the
Tensoon.
Yeah, Tensoon was like yelled at him. He's like, we don't know, okay? Do you not remember that part?
Nah.
He was very, like, upset about it. He's like, he doesn't know. At least that's what I remember, him, like, being upset. It was a big deal. It was a big deal.
What is the name of the Kandra that went bad?
I called that What's-Her-Face was her.
Oh my god, I didn't, and I thought that was awesome.
It was awesome. It wasn't not awesome, but I called it. I the whole time, not the whole time, halfway through, I was like, it would be interesting if she was a Kandra the whole time. And then I thought I was like, no. Lessie or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, no. I thought like because I guessed it, it would have never happened.
I honestly got a little teared up. Like now that you're bringing up all these things, I may give it a 4 because it did elicit some feels out of me. Like I had a tear when he found out, and it was like a huge deal to him, and like he just couldn't believe it, and I was just like, oh, I feel so bad.
Yeah. So and then it was weird because I was like, oh man, they're doing the thing that I predicted, and then after, it was like maybe it's a lie. I still like I wasn't sure until like Tensoon was like, it's true.
Yeah.
You know, and I was just like, okay, all right. It's true then.
Bleeder. Yeah, but I was trying to think of her.
You know what's funny?
Like Conjure name
in the audio book, I like kept hearing leader the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was like, why are they calling her leader? I'm so confused.
Sazed Harmony doesn't know, and since she was actually older than Sazed and the Lord Ruler's pet, she had information that God didn't know. Yeah, I forgot that she was the Lord Ruler's pet.
Well, not pet, but like
Chandra,
like one of his conjurers, one of his personal conjurers.
Yeah, that's crazy. He is a very good writer. I keep there's actually other booktube channels right now that are doing rereads of his Stormlight Archive series.
Are we reading that next?
After this series.
We got one more.
But I just keep hearing all this hype, and I'm just like, God, I want to read that series.
We have our friend too, that keeps telling us, he's like, just read it, man. It's the best. He's like, it's the best. And I'm like, oh man, you're hyping it up a lot, bud. You're hyping it up a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, other people hype it up a lot too. Like, seriously, I've seen so many YouTube videos about that series.
I don't watch other
lately.
booktubers, so I don't hear any of this hype.
But Milan at the end hints until they guess about another god. Yeah, I don't really remember how that all happened, like where that context came from.
I thought Mulan and what's his face were gonna end up together.
I kept thinking Milan was like written like Milan, like the city, and it's not at all. Stormlight is the best, said Chelsea. Everyone is reading Stormlight starting next month. I know, and we're unfortunately the way my timeline worked out is we're like a month behind the other read-alongs that the other booktubers are doing. It would have been cool to do it all at once.
Why don't we just do it?
No, I have to read this.
You can still read it. Just do both.
Do you guys not? I mean, you guys are faithful.
Nobody seems to like this this series. So it's like
you guys are our faithful readers and our faithful book club members. If you guys want to skip the stream for this and go straight into Stormlight Archive, I'm cool with it. Up to you guys. I'll just read this on my own time, because I'm going to read this before Stormlight. I just have to, and then if you want to do that, let me know. Yes, Way of Kings. You are hypeless? I don't get it.
I'm hypeless. Like no hype?
I'm sorry, Malik, but this live stream is only about book stuff. Yes, both! Yes, both what? She said I really don't mind skipping the last one. So, I mean, I want you guys to have fun. If you don't want to read this one on a live stream, we don't have to do it. We can... I may have to tweak the timeline a little bit and give us probably until mid-November to read Stormlight. It is a huge book, as you guys know. Like, they're all well over 1,000 pages. Like, 1,200 pages a piece. I was going to give us at least a month for each one of those and not do another book club book during that because it's just a ton of pages. T says I only have it in ebook. I know it won't work for me. What won't? Christy said I will do bands too, but I'd love to start Way of Kings next month too. I will be reading both no matter what. I've been dying, holding back, waiting, starting Way of Kings. So I don't know what to do.
Well, what do you want to do?
I mean, I'm gonna read Bands of Mourning, so...
You're gonna read both, either way.
Yeah, so I mean...
I mean, it's not a long book. I think I could do it and do the other one as well.
You're saying, like...
Do both. Right.
So, like, do both in one live stream? We could do that? Kind of
well, I mean, we could.
Just have, like, an extra long
But we
live
could just
stream?
take, like, a break in between. Like, do one, and then be like, okay, we're going to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll come back and do the other one. Just so that we have two separate videos So
well,
like
we could
for
say
search,
like
for search purposes.
Bands of Morning will be 2:00 and the other one will be 3:00.
Yeah, something like that.
So here's the timeline as of right now would be October 13th, which is Six Sacred Swords, which is 2 weeks from today, which I probably will need to read that book.
It's pretty good. I've started it. It's pretty good.
So if you want, we can skip the 27th, which would have been the normal live stream for this, and just do on November 10th, do the live stream for this one and Way of Kings together. So November 10th, let me know if you guys think
is
that's
November
enough
10th
time.
next month?
No.
I'm so confused. I thought we were going to read it next month with everybody else.
Well, we are reading it during the month, but the live stream will be November 10th. Because it's a lot of reading to do.
I mean, we could figure this out after and just post something about it.
T says we could do both for the end of October. I mean...
That's what I thought you were going to do. But you don't think... How many other books do you have to read?
I don't have to read anything.
Then what's the problem? You read like 30 books last month. You read 10 books last month. And they're pretty long. I mean, what's so hard about it? Yeah, I know it's over 1,000 pages. It's fine. I feel like that's not a lot. We've read plenty of like 1,000-page books.
The only 1,000-page book I've ever read, I think, is It.
Oh, really? How many hours is it?
40-ish?
40
something.
Shoot. All right.
Wait, let me check.
I take it back. I take it back.
It is 45 hours, 32 minutes.
That's a work week.
Right?
That is... Wow. Okay, my eyes are watering from that.
Okay, she's okay for November 10th. What about Chelsea and Christy? Are you guys okay for November 10th for both? Let me know, because I think that's a much more attainable goal for that, because I like reading other stuff. I'm a very big mood reader.
If it's good, I won't want to read anything else, except for the fact that Six Sacred Swords I really like it, so I was like, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna just let this marinate in my brain for a bit, and then I'm gonna come back to it, because like that happens to me when I like something a lot. I don't want it to end, so like I take a break from it. I slow it down. I'm listening to it at like normal speed, which is unlike me completely, and I love it.
All right, so sounds like that's what we're gonna do. On November 10th, we'll do this one at 2:00. We'll do Way of Kings at 3:00, and that's it. We're still going to do Six Sacred Swords in 2 weeks. And then you won't have another book club stream for a month on November 10th. So I'm excited because I really want to read Way of Kings.
So do we want to talk about this? Because I feel like we haven't. We said why we liked it and why we didn't like it, but we haven't like talked about it at all.
I think we did. We talked about the spikes and
we've only been streaming for 18 minutes, and in 17 of those minutes, we're talking about what we're reading next.
You're not doing Six Sacred... He really likes Six Sacred Swords.
I love
think
it.
T liked the end of it, if I'm remembering straight.
She said it was childish to me. She told me it was childish. She thought it was childish. What?
I'm like creeping on your watch.
It was just somebody on the Dragon Ball crew comment or said something.
Dragon. She said I liked the end of it. Oh. So this book, I honestly don't really have much else to say besides that I liked Wayne. I don't mind the main girl character. I can't remember her name right now.
Yeah, I like her.
She's
I
cool.
always got confused though about with her and her sister and the Khandra, like the names.
Oh, really?
I never really learned their names.
I
only know Wayne. I don't even remember the main. Oh, Wax.
Waxilium.
That's
Raise
a
your
cool name.
hand
I like that
if
name.
you want him to end up with her, because I do.
I mean,
don't want him to marry that lady.
That's the obvious result, but I feel like it would be better.
Sanderson though may not do that.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I hope he doesn't, because I feel like that's the obvious. She likes him. I was thinking about this, right?
Marcy.
What if who's that? The one that has the powers?
The chick that we like.
The speed up bubble.
Slow down bubble.
No, it speeds up time.
No, what's his face speeds time. She slows it down.
Oh, okay. So,
Steris and Marcy, yeah.
Okay, so which one is the one that I want to talk about?
Steris, I really like how she had a bigger part in this, and she's like very like OCD and like I actually like her character.
I like all the characters. I think they were all good. Okay, so she can slow down time. So this is my prediction that's going to happen at some point. She's going to create a bubble, a speed bubble or a slow bubble, whatever. And then Wayne can go inside of it, speed himself up, and then
just equal out.
No, just himself. So then he would be able to move at normal speed inside her bubble. Right? And like be able to beat up people. Pew 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 pew.
Maybe.
Because think about it, right? So if you have a bubble of slow, and then a guy inside moving at normal speed, and everybody's like, ooh.
Yeah. T says, I have a perfectly good reason why I said it was childish. I will say it one day. Hated the cars. That irritated me so much. Yeah, a lot. I mean, I understand, though. They're going through the steps of technology.
The car, just the fact that they kept mentioning it and stuff and talking about it.
I feel like technologies don't work on that universe, Christy, so I'm with you on that. Well, I love the industrial period thing. I think it's just like a preference. Like, isn't it supposed to be set in the 80s next time? Like, he continues the series? Because he said he's going to keep continuing.
Yeah.
I don't think that they will end up together either, but I'm crossing my fingers and hoping they will. Right? I just want them. They're so cute.
It's like the obvious thing, though, you know?
But
like
I love it sometimes.
It's too obvious. It's like...
The technology just made the special magic powers not so special because blue lines were everywhere. And Chelsea says, yes, the 80s. Yeah.
And what I'm excited about is how are the powers going to evolve further? Because they are obviously going to evolve, right?
Yeah.
They're going to, like, be something else, you know? And whatever this next metal is, like, who knows what it can do as well, you know? And what's its...
I have a lot to read because,
What is it, the 11th metal?
Yeah.
What is it?
I think so. Because I'm
But I don't understand. I thought there was, like, 16 metals.
There are.
Then why is it... Oh, because it's the matching one to another one that we don't know what it is?
Do we know the matching one to Atium?
I don't know.
So... What was I going to say? I have a lot to read, because not only do I have to read the third one in this, but then the short story, Mistborn Stories, and then Way of Kings. And I'm going to have no travel time to work anymore. So I'm not going to have that hour a day to listen to audiobooks.
That's fine. You're going to be getting home a half an hour earlier now.
True. I'm excited for Evolved Powers 2. That's Chelsea. Christy says, yeah, if they evolve into something really equally cool as they used to be, then I'll be okay with it, I think. T said, I want no technology or full-on, like, the current time. I don't like historical fiction. I feel like it's in that period. Chelsea said, not the Lost Metal. No, the Lost Metal is the final book. The 11th Metal is a short story, I think.
Okay.
Excuse me. T says, but you'll be less tired. It helps.
For you working. Less driving.
Well, it's also I get to wake up later, so that'll be great. At least like half an hour later. It's going to be great
for me.
I wake up at the same time as you.
No. Yeah, so that means I have to do everything.
You already do all that stuff.
I know, it sucks. It's the worst.
Can we talk about more how I love Wayne? He's so witty.
He was good, yeah.
And like I feel like I just can't keep up with his wit. Like I miss some of it. I still don't really pay attention to these newspaper things. If you read the audiobook, they actually do read the newspaper clippings in the audiobook for this book, and they totally skipped them in Alloy of Law. But I still didn't really pay attention. And I don't know if they have something significant. Maybe Chelsea can tell me, and I'll have to like go back and reread them, but I just didn't really care about them. Wayne is my favorite. Dude, he's awesome. But going like with what you said, I don't really dislike any of the characters. They're all good characters. They're well-written characters. Like, even if a character's not likable...
Oh, wait. I got kind of lost at the end. Who became the leader? Like, the president... Or the mayor guy?
It was,
The police guy?
It was the police guy stepping in temporarily.
Okay. So it was the... What's-her-face's, like, boss. Okay.
And then Mayor
C I was like, I don't remember who this man is. Who is this man? Is he the police guy? Yeah. And then they were, like, talking to him. And Mayor C
was, like...
Because he was one
giving him kudos for it, and he's like, but I don't really want this, and she's like, but you're like the best guy for the job. Well, no, but
that's the point, right? Like most of the other people that were doing it did want it, and that was their problem, is that they were corrupt. And he was like one of the few people that like in the force that wasn't corrupt, that was doing the right thing, and that's why he hired her, because he saw that she was doing the right thing. That she's like, she deserves it.
They give hints about the little mystery aspects. I absolutely love how Wayne just leaves sand for blue powder or a leaf for tickets, and that's him trading. I love that about his personality too. Like, he's like, oh, look, this button I found, that'll be great trading material for
I don't remember
this watch.
Oh yeah.
Like, he would just give like crappy stuff and call it trading. And like, that's how he wasn't stealing.
He was stealing, right? Yeah.
But that's to him.
No, it's not stealing. To him. It's to Wax. He has to tell that to Wax. Like, I traded him. It was an even trade.
It's so funny. He's the
mean,
best.
if it means a lot to him, then it should be worth it, because that's all that matters, is we give our money worth.
Or our items.
Or our items, which is what, you buy items with money.
And how much importance he puts on hats. That's a really good element too. Like, he's always trying to get.
Oh, what was the other thing? Something. It was the hat for the brain or something. Wait, what was it?
What?
He said something like that. He's like, he described something as a hat for something else.
Oh, I don't remember.
It was
that.
like. It was glasses. Were like, it was like a hat for your brain or something, or like it was a hat for smart people. I don't remember. It was something like that. Who remembers what he said? It was in there.
That's what I was about to write, Chelsea.
It's like glasses are like a face hat or something. I don't remember.
I thought that was interesting how they use. I mean, this was in the last book too, but how they use aluminum to like block allomantic powers.
You know what's funny about that? It's like a crazy person trying to protect their brain from
alien invasion.
From aliens or the government or chemtrails.
Did I miss something in the first book about him killing someone's father? So yes. Wayne accidentally killed or got someone killed, and now he gives money to the family because he feels bad. That's when Wax took him in and kind of like showed him the ropes. Well,
he found him with the gun.
Yeah.
Like, afraid. Like, he didn't like, and that was that whole conversation that they had where like we don't normally find murderers, like cowering in the corner, like upset about what happened. That there's a reason that like he took him on, as opposed to like other people that make that mistake but continue to make that mistake. And that was his whole thing, like the fact that he does regret it, and he didn't run, he just didn't run, and that was the whole thing.
So yeah, that was his. In this book, he met with the daughter at one point of the guy that he killed, and she was like totally disgusted by him and still doesn't. I think that eventually there will be something between them, like at least a friendship blooming between.
I don't think they're gonna go that far, because this is weird.
There's supposed to be another book though, isn't there? The fourth one.
But he does.
But yeah, like he feels.
He does invest in that girl's
education.
Telephone.
What?
He does invest in that. No, the other girl, the one that like he acted that he pretended that he was her father, or her father's rival or whatever.
Yeah.
It was a telephone, right? That she invented, or that her idea
basically, yeah.
Because she's like, electricity is in everyone's house now, and I'm gonna figure it. And then I was just
that was at a party, right? And he was dressed up as a professor.
He's like, you want money? And then he's gonna give her money.
Yeah.
You need money, I think, is like the last thing that he said.
I love the aluminum hats.
Well, aluminum lined hats.
Yeah.
But whenever I think of that, I think of like an aluminum foil hat.
Like, what was that movie?
Did you know that aluminum used to actually be more valuable than like silver and gold?
Really?
Yeah, it's because it's really hard to make. You need a lot of heat. Like nowadays, it's made with like electricity, and that's how you make aluminum. That's how you heat it up.
What was that movie?
About what?
The one where, like the aliens came down to Earth and they were taking over everything, and they used to wear the aluminum hats, and the girl that hated water.
Signs. That's the name of the movie. Yeah.
That's what it reminds me.
Well, she didn't hate water. She loved water. She put water everywhere in the house.
But she wouldn't drink it if anything got into it. That's like me, basically.
Oh. Well, she had the water all over the house.
Because they explained it because she would fill it up, drink a little bit of it, and if anything got into it, like a piece of fuzz or anything, she would stop drinking.
Oh, is that why?
And get more.
I thought she was just crazy.
No.
I thought she was just crazy.
Mm-mm. I remember it specifically because I was like, I do that. It's like, because if anything gets in my water, like a cat hair, I'll get a new one. I won't even drink it. All right. The asthma attack in that movie isn't realistic, I need to say. I remember that too. I don't have asthma though that I know of, so I wasn't able to tell if it was real or not. I like how Harmony says the stuff about how they were supposed to have evolved by now but haven't. Yeah, I forgot about that part. That they were supposed to have been able to do certain things by now, but they haven't. And he feels like he's giving them too much and making their lives too easy, cushy. What's wrong with you, Pup?
She was laying down.
She keeps going kneading my leg.
It's because you're moving and I'm moving.
I'm worried about Wax and his depression at the end. I wonder if that will play into the next book. I don't remember him depressed.
He killed Lessie twice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would it make you feel better or worse knowing that she was a Khandra by killing her? Because she didn't really die.
Worse. Because he was already over it.
True.
And then she did die at the end. She killed herself.
T says, oh yeah, that was so sad. Right, dude? Oh, I forgot about the self-destruction thing. This book was actually pretty good, I gotta say. I keep remembering all this stuff now. Worse because she was real for him. Yeah. I guess. I would just hate everything if I found out that you weren't real. She was real,
what
but
if you killed me first?
By accident?
Yeah.
I'd probably just kill myself.
But then the second time you killed me on purpose.
She kills herself, you just said.
Yeah, she did, but she did it because he shot her with the other piece of the metal.
Oh, I guess she didn't want to listen to Sazed. Yeah.
That was cool. I didn't see that coming. I was like, oh, very clever. Shooter of the metal. Shooter with the metal.
Shout at the devil.
All right, guys. I think that's going to wrap it up for today.
So we will see you in 2 weeks for 6 Sacred Swords.
Yeah, and we'll post on the community page and on Discord about what exactly is going to happen in the next 2 months for the books. What books we're reading and what days we're reading, okay? Yeah. That's your homework.
She said, I think Lessie was her own body like Milan's main human form. Oh, like her true body? Like they have? That's cool. Maybe. But she also said that she created Lessie because basically Tensoon told her to. I think it's a 4 for me. Have fun with 6 Sacred Swords, guys.
All right, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next video.
2 weeks.
But in another video probably before that.
Bye, bye, bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
Say bye, Meek.
Bye, Meek. I'm trying to hang up, guys. I'm sorry.